Imagine you are walking across moorland on a vivid, bright summer afternoon. Can you feel that strong movement in your limbs, launching you forwards? That's you pushing through the tall grass, through the heather that's around your ankles, feeling so energized it's like you could leap between the mountains in one bound. The horizon gleams on all sides, hills and distant forests, and between them are fields walled in white stone. The hills are purple, covered in a magenta heather that parts for your feet, and the wind brings to you a sweet smell from all those tiny buds. It's a glorious day. You feel free. You have all the time in the world. You move beneath the vast clouds, delighting in being far from other people, feeling right now that you are the only person in the world. You approach a circular enclosure surrounded by a white stone wall. Above it, treetops rustle and nod in the wind. The wall is as high as your head and the blocks are heavy. In places they've tumbled out to litter the ground, crushing the grass. Step through one of these openings into the enclosure. Around you are tree trunks rising up like pillars, supporting a roof of leaves overhead. The hush suggests they've been waiting for you. Among the wide-spaced trunks are grass hummocks, flowers, and low hawthorns in bloom. Sunlight breaks through the clouds and shines onto where you stand. Feel its warmth on your face, and follow the sunlight as it moves over the grass, a sun path leading you to where the wall has fallen, revealing the landscape's distant hills. The wind gusts as you reach into cool, silky grass, and with both hands pick up one of the fallen stones from the wall. Though the block is large in your hands, it's easy to hold, and as you hoist it high, you feel strength passing from that stone into your body, stone into bone. Your muscles flex as you handle the rough block, instinctively knowing where it should sit in the wall. Feel the strength from that stone go down your body, arms to chest and down your legs as you return the block to its place. The stone settles with a thud that you can hear in your ears and in your bones. Now reach down and find another block, lifting it easily, and let your intuition return that one to the place in the wall where it belongs. Find where it's meant to sit. Again, you feel the strength from that stone flooding into you, and you feel the clunk as it sits back in its nest in the wall. And keep repeating this until the wall is sealed, finding blocks in the grass, rebuilding the wall perfectly, each time drawing the power of the dry stone into your bones and body. For a few moments now, enjoy the easy task of rebuilding this wall. Now as you step back, the entire wall is complete. It stretches in a ring of white stone surrounding a sizable enclosure of grass and trees. It makes you feel safe. The only things that can get in here now are things that you allow. Each perfectly placed block in the wall is fused into a single length of seamless stone, curving in a long circle around you. Turning from it, you find what seems to be an unfinished garden. Beds of soil have been dug, but they have a light covering of weeds. Kneel on the grass and grip those weeds in your hands, holding tight, and begin to pull. Feel as they slide from the soil with little effort, their roots gently wiggling free, coming loose in your hands where you put them aside. Then plunge your fingers into this rich, dark soil, into its surprising warmth, and feel the moist clumps breaking into granules as you crush them between your fingers. An earthy scent fills your nostrils. You can smell it infusing your blood. Your hands are tingling from the life force in this ground. Roll the dark soil in your fingers, churning up the bed. And while you're doing this, think about a project that you'd like to bring into your life. This project is something you've never yet had time to do. It may be something that other people have kept you from starting, but it's something that holds magic for you, and whenever you remember it, whenever it crosses your mind, you feel disappointed that it's not yet yours. What have you been promising yourself all this time that one day you'd allow yourself to do in life? Think of that now as you move your fingers in this soil where you're going to plant a living thing to symbolize this project. And it will grow here untended while you are away, and as it grows it will bring this project to life. So what do you think your project will be symbolized by? Is it something slow growing like a tree, if you want this project to mature away in the future? Or is it something fast growing like a flower bulb or a row of flowers, if you're dreaming big and want this thing to manifest in bulk? Let the ideal plant symbolizing your project come to you. You may find other plants occur to you as well, ones that are needed to shelter your plant, to complement it, and to protect it from the elements. With all this in your mind, spend a few moments kneeling, your fingers working, planting this project to come to life. The bulbs and the seeds, the roots and the shoots that you'll need for this project. Put them in. Imagine this garden complete, this bed growing in harmony, putting each plant into place, understanding what each one does. And while you're doing the scooping out the soil, the patting down, feel the life energy from the earth surging through your fingers, through your bones and your nerves, up your knuckles, up your arms, right through you, bringing this back of mind project finally into the foreground. This thing you have promised yourself for so long is finally taking shape. Standing now as the wind rustles in the leaves overhead, while the trees creak, smelling the fresh air, you decide this enclosure on top of the hill is going to be your soul garden. It's a safe place planted and growing inside you, both in your mind and outside of it. So consider now what you want to let inside this enclosure to grow. What creatures would you like to visit this wall, this circle of stone, bringing in their natures and their qualities? Think about the creatures that are most magical to you. Perhaps you can already sense them here, see them or hear their approach, smell their scent or feel their motion or their heat. Think of the qualities you need right now in your life. Could you use strength or grace, cunning, speed? What creatures would symbolize this for you? Think from the tiny, from insects to the large, to prairie animals, to great things moving across the earth. Spend a few moments as you think about what animals you need in your life right now. Spend these moments creating shelter for them. Use the trees and the shrubs that are available to make a place they'll want to come and rest in, and also that can feed them, that can give them what they need. What would draw them here, making them feel protected and loved? Let your hands now move around the shrubs, the earth, fashioning the shelters that you think you need for these animals, finding the things they might eat, where they might bed down. As you stand up, you notice there's a large area of dense undergrowth ahead of you that's dead. It's all brown vines and rotten twigs. It's blocking your path, and now the dry twigs are pricking at your skin as you stand before it. While they're pricking at you and digging into your ankles, feel with that pain a situation in your life has been taxing you. This situation may be person-specific or more general, but it's something that leaves you feeling powerless, uncomfortable, and drained. It's a situation as dead as this undergrowth before you. I want you to take a good deep breath of that cool, fresh hill air into your lungs, filling your chest out while you think about this situation has been difficult for you lately. Don't be afraid to breathe in deep and just let that situation make itself known, because we're going to put your feelings about that situation into those dead spiky twigs, pricking and pressing against your ankles. So in your head, scoop out any negative memories you carry about this situation and imagine you're squishing them down into those rotten branches, those spiteful twigs pushing against you, maybe hearing them snap, but you're pushing harder, you're stronger. Move those feelings and emotions out of your head, down your body, down into your arms, down to your ankles, and transfer them, push them out into that dead matter before you. So this whole rotting mass is blocking your way, but in your hands, you're now holding the biggest match you've ever seen. It's so big you need both your hands to grip it. I want you to just squat down and strike that match, drag its head across a rock at your feet. You're going to hear the whoosh of flame as heat erupts across that match head. You're going to smell the hot flash of the smoke. I want you to reach forwards with that burning match and shove it down hard into the center of the undergrowth. Push it in like a javelin or a spear, and then let go, stepping back. Now at first it seems nothing's happening. There's only a little bit of shy smoke pushing out a tongue, out into that maze of twigs. Then a flame appears, and another, dashing out and up in orange. The flames erupt again and again. Now sheets of heat light are snapping at each other between the silhouetted branches and twigs. Suddenly everything's aflame. The air is hot, and you can hear the pop and the crackle of burning, smell the woody smoke. The hot embers form, tapping white ash from the ends of charcoal twigs, and smoke coils are looping up through the trees up to the blue sky. You can hear those hot embers popping. You can hear the mass collapsing on itself, and the flames are roaring with the wind. The smoke is billowing up, black and spiraling, carried away out into the open air beyond the leaves. As the flames race through, the dead matter collapses in on itself, gutting itself, turning all of itself into ash, a soft, powdery white ash, almost perfumed, that can now fertilize the blackened earth. So I want you to face this fire as it burns itself out. Hold out your arms, your palms before you, and warm them. Feel the heat coming in as that dead area burns away from your life. For a few moments, with your hands out, let the flames burn away that troublesome situation from your life. The fire is burned through now, and wind is blowing the ash away, and your bare feet can walk through the coals. There they are, going between the shiny charcoal stumps, leaving your footprints in this soft grey ash, perfectly capturing your toes, your heels, as you pass through this cool ash, till finally your feet are stepping again onto green living grass. The grass tickles round your ankles as you move forwards, and ahead of you, in this area of grass ringed by the tree trunks, you find there's a small circular pool of water, just a few feet across, utterly still, and it reflects the first stars of the evening that are visible from above the stone wall between the trees. Night has fallen in the land around you. The sky has gone that wonderful deep blue, and you sit on the grass to survey this small pool, the breeze from outside blowing over your shoulders, over your face. This pool is a star ladder, and now you've cleared a path towards it. You're able to sit down comfortably and watch as golden light curls of yellow as heat dances up to disperse in the intense blue sky. The light emerges from the pool surface, a reflection of something not in this dimension, a gold flash, a hint of someone dear to you, passing near for just 1 second. This pool is a beacon in the garden, its light seen by those who've left the earth ahead of you, and it guides them to you, so that whenever you're in this garden, sitting at this pool, they can enjoy your company once more. So sit now and feel the busy light coiling upwards into the starry sky. Feel its warmth against the soles of your feet, against your palms, as it flickers upwards, curling around. Below the pool's surface, you sense there's someone special watching you, a reflection inverted of someone returning to check how you are doing. this is. Whether they're human or animal, it's someone you knew very well who's now gone. They shared some of your journey, and now they're back again. And you're going to spend a few moments in happy reunion with them before this column of coiling golden light going out to the stars. Be near them and noticing their reflection down there, you're going to be able to communicate with it. And I want you to think whether there's anything this time around you still need to tell them. And also listen with your mind, with your ears, with however the communication comes in words or pictures or senses of other kinds. Just listen out for whether they have anything now that they need to tell you. It's time to begin closing our visit to the Soul Garden. You realize you're alone again at the pool. It now simply reflects the stars, the tree trunks, the falling night. But you're never entirely alone. This garden will remain here, inside you, just a couple of thoughts distant from you. Wherever daily life takes you, you can just remember walking free on the moorland, find the wall again, step on through, and find this pool among the trees. So I want you to rise on your feet in the Soul Garden, turn from the pool, and as you turn, say goodbye to all the trees, all the life here, the many living things that will always welcome you back. You notice as you head forwards how the ash has blown away. The beds you planted seem perfect, the circular white wall glowing in the night lights. That wall is intact. You feel that the visitors, the creatures you like to attract here, know they're welcome. And around you the moonlight is finding its way down between the trees. It's turning everything silver. Everything's quiet. The small group of trees is filled with peace beneath the stars. and you notice the wind. You hear it gently murmuring in the leaves above, slowly sliding between the branches, and you feel the cool hands of that breeze on your shoulders, seeming to turn you around, as you feel as light as a leaf, almost weightless as the wind begins to lift you easily and naturally, carrying you now in loops and arcs, is leading you high above the pool, above the trees of your enclosure, and now you're above the hill itself. You're curling above the moorland on the night breeze, over this landscape lit by the stars, and your breathing is beginning to match the wind's rise and fall, as you're held safe, carried back to where we've left your body, safely for these moments now as you begin to return. So I want you to imagine that you're being breathed over to where you left your body. Breathe yourself back and rest yourself just above where your body is sitting or lying. And begin the process of breathing yourself back in. So let your breath come down, breathe down through the top of your head, through the top of your skull. Breathe down all the way through your body, through the emptiness, the hollowness, all the way down to your feet, and leave yourself there. I want you to breathe down again, a deep breath down through the top of your skull, all the way down your body, past your waist, down past your thighs and your knees. Find your ankles and leave yourself there, feeling the toes, the soles of your feet, all the way to the knees. Pat yourself down and breathe in deeply again. Breathe it down through your body and split it in two at the waist, and let this fill up your thighs, down to your knees. Fill up any empty spaces down there, and so that you feel your legs are now the right weight again. You've got organic legs attached there below the waist, and your next breath comes in deep and strong, making your chest flex a little bit, and you're going to breathe that all the way down to your waist. Breathe down to where your tummy is, the base of your spine, the lower vertebrae, and leave yourself there. Feel weight returning to your body, below your lungs. All of you is becoming the right weight. Your body is slotting back into itself, filling out the external periphery of skin. And breathe in again through the top of your head, and breathe this breath down now to fill up your lungs, your chest, all the way to your navel and upwards. Breathe in below the ribcage there. Let every little part of you fill up there, so your chest, your torso feels the right weight once again. It feels it's attached securely to the waist, to the legs below. And you breathe in once more. Bring that down through your head and split it at the shoulder blades into two. Take it down the arms, all the way down to where your wrists are, to your fingers, and leave yourself down there. Fill up your fingers, the palms of your hands, your wrists, and your lower arms. Have another breath in through the top of the head that splits in two. Bring that down to your upper arms, to your shoulders, and now your arms are the right weight. Everything there is completely attached to your body once more. And our last few breaths are going to come down through the top of the head, and they're just going to fill the skull area itself. So breathe down, fill the neck, fill all those bones in the neck there and your jaw area. Breathe in and bring yourself back between your nostrils. Place yourself between your ears. Fill all of the area around your skull there. And breathe in and bring that little point of you that thinks, sitting it securely back between the eyes where it normally lives. And your last few breaths are just in through the top of the head, finding any last few places where you might have left yourself empty, where there's a gap waiting to be filled. Breathe in until you're wholly back. Your whole body is yours again. Have a wiggle of your fingertips. Move your toes down at the ends of your legs there, and feel every part of you is the right weight. You're fully aligned with the part of you that was sitting in the chair or lying on the floor the whole time of this meditation. Keep breathing in. Bring yourself back fully. And when you feel you are ready to leave the meditation, have one last good breath, fill out your chest, and then open up your eyes.